Humans domesticated dogs. Humans domesticated cows. Humans domesticated horses. Cats domesticated themselves. And we still do not fully understand how. The cat is the only domesticated animal that chose us. And it has never fully committed to the arrangement. What you are about to learn will permanently change how you see every cat you have ever met. To understand cats, you have to understand grain. Specifically, the moment around 10,000 years ago when humans stopped moving and started farming. Before farming, humans had no permanent settlements. They followed food. They carried everything. They left nothing behind. Then something changed everything. Humans discovered that certain grasses could be cultivated, harvested, and stored. For the first time in human history, food could be kept in one place. And for the first time in human history, something else wanted that food. Mice. Grain storage created the largest and most reliable mouse population in human history. Concentrated food, shelter, protection from weather, everything a mouse needs. And mice attracted something else entirely: wildcats. Specifically, Felis silvestris libica, the African wildcat, a small, solitary, highly territorial predator that had avoided humans for its entire evolutionary history. Until mice changed the calculation. The mice were at the grain store. The grain store was next to the humans. The wildcats that were slightly less afraid of humans could access the mice. The wildcats that were too afraid stayed away and went hungry. Evolution selected for tolerance, not tameness, just tolerance. And humans did not plan any of this. No human sat down and said, "Let us domesticate this small predator." It happened behind their backs, in the grain stores, at night. And the humans eventually noticed something useful was happening. The cat was solving their biggest agricultural problem without being asked. Mice destroyed grain stores. Mice spread disease. Mice threatened the entire agricultural system. A cat in the grain store was worth more than any tool humans had. So humans began tolerating the cats, then feeding them, then welcoming them. But here is where the cat story diverges from every other domestication. With dogs, humans selected for specific traits: obedience, herding, guarding. With cattle, humans selected for milk production, meat, docility. With cats, humans selected for almost nothing, because the cat was already doing exactly what humans needed. No one needed a faster cat. No one needed a cat that could herd sheep. The cat just needed to be there, hunting, independently. And so the cat was never fully redesigned the way other animals were. It retained its predatory instincts completely. It retained its territorial independence. It retained its refusal to be fully controlled. Genetically, a domestic cat and an African wildcat are almost identical. The physical differences are tiny: a slightly rounder face, a slightly shorter snout. The behavioral differences are almost as small. Your house cat is, biologically, a wildcat that tolerates your presence. Not one that has accepted your authority. Not one that needs you. One that has decided, on a daily basis, that you are acceptable. Now, let us talk about what cats actually did to human civilization. Because cats did not just stay in grain stores. They followed humans everywhere. Cats spread along every trade route, every migration path, every naval expedition. When humans built ships and sailed, cats came aboard. Not as passengers, as working animals protecting the food supply. Every major maritime civilization kept cats on their ships. The ancient Egyptians elevated cats to sacred status, not because they were spiritual animals, because they protected grain and killed snakes. Killing a cat in ancient Egypt was punishable by death. The agricultural economy depended on them that completely. Now, let's talk about the part of the cat story that nobody tells. Cats have caused more extinctions than almost any other introduced species on Earth. When European sailors brought cats to islands that had no natural predators, the local wildlife had no evolved fear of cats. They had no reason to run, no instinct to hide, no warning system for this predator. Cats are estimated to kill between 1 and 4 billion birds every year in the United States alone. Not feral cats exclusively. Domestic cats with owners and food bowls and beds. The hunting instinct was never turned off. because nobody turned it off. Remember, humans never selected cats for reduced predatory drive. They selected them because they were excellent hunters. And they still are. Your fed, comfortable, beloved house cat is a precision killing machine that has simply decided to live with you. Now, let us talk about what cats actually think of us. Because this is where the science produces something genuinely surprising. Cats do not communicate with other cats the way they communicate with humans. Adult cats almost never meow at other cats. The meow is a communication system that cats develop specifically for humans. Cats learned that humans respond to vocalizations. So they vocalize. They reverse-engineered human communication and created a channel that works on us. Different cats develop different meows for different owners. Your cat's meow is partially customized to manipulate you specifically. Studies have shown that the most effective cat vocalizations embed a cry frequency, a frequency that activates the same response in humans as an infant crying. Your cat found the button in your brain that responds to a baby crying, and it presses it every morning at 5 a.m. This is not manipulation in a cynical sense. It is coevolution. Cats that communicated more effectively with humans received more food, more shelter, more protection. Over hundreds of generations, the cats that understood humans better survived better. And the humans that responded to cats fed them more and kept them closer. Two species shaping each other without any conscious awareness of it. Now, let us talk about whether cats actually like us. Because this is the question everyone has and nobody can fully answer. What we know, cats show a secure attachment to specific humans. In studies modeled on infant-parent attachment research, cats showed the same secure-based behavior as human infants with their caregivers. They use you as an anchor, a reference point for safety. When you leave, their stress hormones rise. When you return, they drop. This is not indifference. This is attachment, expressed in a profoundly non-human way. Cats show affection through proximity, not performance. They do not perform emotions the way dogs do. But the slow blink, the deliberate, relaxed eye closure a cat makes at you, is one of the clearest signals of trust in the feline communication system. If your cat slow blinks at you, it has classified you as safe. That is the highest compliment a wildcat that tolerates your presence can offer. Now, let us bring this back to the beginning. 10,000 years ago, a wildcat made a choice. Not to trust humans. Not to love humans. To approach the mice near the humans. Just slightly closer than before. That one step began a 10,000-year negotiation. A negotiation that is still ongoing. In every house. Every morning. When your cat chooses to sit near you instead of in the next room, it is making the same calculation that wildcat made 10,000 years ago. The benefits outweigh the costs. For now. No other animal has maintained that level of conditional independence from us for that long. The cat is the only creature that has lived inside human civilization for 10,000 years and remained, fundamentally, wild. You did not create the cat. The cat created its relationship with you. And it can end that relationship any time it wants. The fact that it has not is the closest thing to a compliment a cat will ever give you.